Hello, hi, hello. Welcome to the Motivation with Me podcast. Now, I had to ask myself, as a YouTuber. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. I'm Miranda Evans. Get it? Motivation with Me, Miranda Evans. You got it. You got it. I had to ask myself, why would you start a podcast and you're a YouTuber? What is going on, sis? Huh? Why you gotta do both? But see, listen, what had happened was YouTube is what how can I put this? Sometimes it's full of shit. No. It's a lot. It's sometimes I can be very, very unfiltered. So I was like, let me make something for the saints. Let me make something the saints and the children can listen to. Now I might throw an occasional cuss word in there because the Lord's still working on me. He's still working on me. So that's where we are. We're here. Now, either it's going to be a good thing and it's going to be successful, or it's going to be a fail. But that is okay. Nevertheless, I can say I at least tried it, baby. Because you miss all the shots you don't take. You missed all the shots you do not take. Do you understand what I'm telling you? So I was like, fuck it. See, you already starting with the cuss words. Chill. Okay, you got to calm it down. I'm gonna try, y'all. Like I said, the Lord's still working on me. But speaking of, today we are talking about failure. Failure in life, failure in business, failure in relationships, just failing. You just made an F minus. You're just failing all over the place. You're failing and you're falling. But nevertheless, you learn from your failure. So, like I said, this podcast could either be successful or it could fail, but at least I know I tried. And that's all that matters. Did you try? Did you try? You did it, right? Okay, it may not have worked for you. So if it don't work for you, then that means either you going to change it or you're not going to do it at all. There's a lesson in failure. There's a lesson in everything. There's a lesson in life. There's a lesson in business. There's a lesson in spiritual aspects. There's a lesson in relationships. It's a lesson in even in the lessons that you listen. Hmm. Yep, I said it. In the lessons that you listen, it's a lesson. Okay. Every decision you make is a lesson. So, um, let's talk about that. Why don't we get into failure? So you have to think, what is your failure? What have you failed at? I want everybody to take a minute. Take a moment, saints, and turn your Bibles. I'm gonna grow up one day. One thing about me is I have a big sense of humor. So you may hear me say some crazy stuff and you be like, did she really just say that? And did. So I want you to take a moment and think about the things that you failed at. I know it seems like, why she want us to think about that? I don't want to reflect on that bad time. Listen, you have to reflect on the bad times to appreciate the good times. Do you understand? You have to reflect and look back on your failures, your trauma, your tragedy, your bad times in order to appreciate the good times that you have in life. So I want you to take a moment and think about your failures. Whether you think about them, whether you write them down, it's up to you. Okay. So now that you have written down or thought about your failures, whichever one you decided to do, I want you to take a minute. Now you don't have to do it right now because you're like, dang, how many minutes we gonna take? You making us do all this work. Yep, I give homework. I give homework. Don't get no F because I want to hear about it. I want to hear about your failures. I want to hear your questions. I want to hear your comments, concerns, all of that. And by the way, if you do have any questions, if you have anything you want me to talk about, please send me an email at info at mirandaevans.com. That is Miranda with an A. Okay. Miranda with an A. Maranda. Not I. Okay. I do not have an I in it. But now that you have written down or thought about your failures, I want you to take a minute and I want you to think about how those failures made you feel. How did you feel in that moment? Just stop and think about how you felt. Of course, you may have felt sad, you may have felt down, you may have even felt depressed, but how did you feel? And how long did you feel that feeling? See, these are all things that we have to think about. We have to analyze and we have to really dig deep into our hearts and into our minds and actually think about what it is that is going on in life. And that includes failure. Now, I'm a Virgo, team Virgo all day, September 1st, baby. September 1st, Virgos all day. I'm a Virgo, so we're naturally analytical. We plan stuff 30 years in advance. I literally planned this when I was in the womb. No, I didn't. I'm lying. But we literally plan. We overanalyze everything. If anything, sometimes we're too much in our heads. So make sure not to get too much into your head, but I want you to think about how your failure made you feel. And then I want you to think about what happened afterwards. Did you try it again? Did you give up on it? Did you eventually move on? What happened afterwards? Whether it was failure in life. Maybe you wanted to do something in life and you decided, like me in this podcast, I wanted to do it. Is it going to be a fail or is it not? But maybe you wanted to do something in life, whether it was start a new endeavor, whether it's start a new business, pick up a hobby, be in a relationship with a dude you don't want to be in a relationship with, or a woman. It depends on how you roll, heterosexual, homosexual. We love everybody around here. How did that make you feel? How did you go about it? How did you feel about it? Did it fail? If it did fail, how did you feel when it failed? Did you move on from it? Are you still dealing with it? That's the big question. Are you still dealing with it? How long ago did it happen? Let me tell you something. I always say, when you fall, it's okay. It's okay to fall as long as you don't stay there. I say that all the time. That is one of my mottos. It is okay to fall as long as you do not stay on the ground. You have got to pick yourself back up. Now, you don't know how much time it's gonna take. Nobody knows how much time it's gonna take but God, because your life is already written. The book is already written. God knew you were gonna fail before you failed. He knew you were gonna fail before you failed, and he know what's gonna happen after you fail. He knows how you gonna feel. He knows what you're gonna learn from it. He knows what's next. It's all about you. It's on you. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna stay down or are you gonna get back up? And if you're going through it right now, I'm especially asking you this question. I want you to think, I want you to reflect, I want you to pray, I want you to meditate, whatever method you choose is best for you. But I want you to get back up. I want you to know that you got this, you can do this, and failure is a part of life. Can you think, like really think? If everything was perfect and we never failed at anything, we never did anything wrong, everything in life was just completely perfect. Is that really what you want? Is that really what you want? Because if everything in life is perfect, how are we supposed to learn lessons? If everything in life is good, how are we supposed to be appreciative? Because we have to experience the bad to appreciate the good. It's those failures, it's those bad things in life that are going to make you prosper once you get past it, once you heal from it. Trust me, take it from somebody who knows. I know firsthand what it's like to come out of tragedy. Baby, I turned pain into purpose. Do you understand me? And we're going to talk about that in another episode about turning pain into purpose, but take it from somebody who know I have failed miserably a lot of times. High school test included. I've failed plenty of times and I was disappointed in myself. I was depressed for a second. I was sad, but nevertheless I got back up. I'll give you an example. My second book, Renewed Strength, which you can purchase on victorianpublishing.com. I just want to shameless plug that. I did not sell that book as much as I did the first one. When I came out with Troubled, which is my first book, which you can also order at victorianpublishing.com, another shameless plug, it sold out. It sold out. It was a hit. Everybody loved it. Now I really think it sold out because it was a tell-all kind of sort of telling my story, but people called it a tell-all. It caused a lot of drama. Girl, there's a whole story. And I tend to say girl, but I'm talking to males, women, whatever. It's a habit. So fellas, I love y'all too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, brethren. Let me just go and put that disclaimer out. You're gonna hear me give a lot of disclaimers. But my second book did not sell. It did not sell like my first one did, and I was highly disappointed because in that time I felt like I had failed because my book did not sell like the first one did. I was comparing it to the first one and I was disappointed. But eventually I got to the point where for one I had to get on myself because I didn't market the book as much as I did the first one. That was your first mistake. But nevertheless, you still publish the book. I am a published author. Let me give you a little resume. Google me. And I don't mean that in a conceited way. I'm a published author. I'm the founder of a nonprofit. I'm the CEO of two business, Evans Financial Solutions and Victorian Publishing. My nonprofit name is The Trouble Movement. I'm the published author of 3 going on 4 books. And I started all this when I was 22 and I'm 30 years old. It's possible. So I had to tell myself, baby, you wrote the book. That's all that matters is that you actually did it. So that's what I want you to think about. You may have failed, but look at the bright side. You actually did it. I tried to become an entrepreneur for 6 months. 6 months. I only made it 6 months before them bills got to knocking at my door and I refused to open it. I was like, "No, Lord, that ain't nobody but the devil. No, Lord, I'm not opening the door to the bills. I don't want to pay the bills. I had payment arrangements. Listen here." Clicks tongue. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me get the look. The nails, okay? The nails is talking to you now. I was like, "No, Lord." And so come the January of 2022, because I had went that 6 months at the end of 2021 being an entrepreneur, come January, I was like, "No, no, no, this ain't gonna work. I got to get a job." And instead of being disappointed that I failed at being an entrepreneur full time, I told myself I did it for 6 months though. At least I did it for 6 months. That's the important part. That is the part that I focused on. At least I actually did it. So I want you, as I end this, to think about how you felt in that failure, how you felt afterwards. Have you came out of it? Came, come, mm, shut up, girl. Hush, you nasty. Have you, the Lord still working on me. Have you persevered from that failure? Where are you now in life? What are you going to do next? That is the important question I want you to answer. Matter of fact, let me know because I want to know. I want to know. I'm all in your business. Tell me. Tell me because I want to know. What are you going to do? So, with that being said, I want you guys to know that I love you and thank you for listening. You can follow me at Elements of Me on Instagram, Elements of Miranda Evans on Facebook, and of course, the best YouTube channel you have ever seen and will ever see. Elements of Me Motivation. I also have a Patreon, so you can go to patreon.com/elements of me and sign up. Join the family. Elements of Me family. That's what we call. Join the family. Cometh. Won't you come? Won't you come? Because we have fun on YouTube and we have even more fun on Patreon. So, therefore, I will see y'all and talk to y'all in the next episode.